100% pay raise for MPs.
The truth is you get the quality of governance that you elect. And every government is afraid to touch it because if you touch it, people say you don't deserve it. Why we should pay you more and the country not running well? The country not running well because of that very reason.
Public work has been waiting years for theirs.
I mean, we've done our homework. So I don't know
So
that these
you
salaries
don't want me to share in the public.
put parliamentarians and ministers in Jamaica higher than any other country in the Caribbean
you're trying
region.
to stop me from sharing.
No, I'm not.
They say choose Jamaica, but it's clear they've been choosing themselves for nearly a decade. The PNP believes in a fair deal for our public sector workers. We choose you.
Jamaica's public health system is broken. Every week we hear the horror stories. Long waiting times, no beds, basic equipment not working. Hospitals and clinics are in crisis. While this government cuts ribbons, Jamaicans are being left to suffer in overcrowded, under-resourced facilities like this one. The next PNP government will change this. We're going to shift focus. We want to prioritize actual care for people when they're sick, not these mega projects with huge cost overruns and that can't finish years after they start. Refurbishing every operating theatre, creating urgent care centres island-wide so people stop waiting days for help on benches or floors. We're going to launch national screening programs to target the biggest killers of our people: cancer, hypertension, which is pressure, diabetes, which is sugar. We want to catch them early so that people's lives can be saved. We will make the investments to ensure that every parish hospital has the equipment it needs to deliver the services required by the people. And stop the outsourcing racket that leaves patients with nothing but bills and delays. And we will support our healthcare workers, not just with words, but with housing, with training opportunities, and with respect. This is not about PR, it's about saving actual people's lives. Next PNP government will deliver proper, decent health care for the people of Jamaica. Time come.
Time come, comrades, know the history, feel the victory. Time come, people, know the history, feel the victory. Time come.
Jamaicans who have come here to National Hero Circle this morning to join in this peaceful protest. We are meeting to defend a very critical principle. We are meeting to defend the governance of this country in a way that is consistent with our Constitution and our democratic traditions.
FID staffing is only at 1/3 of the level that it should be.
Today I'm proud of my Jamaican brothers and sisters who came out in their numbers to support this worthy cause, who came out in their numbers to say enough is enough.
The appointment of Dennis Chuck to the position of Chief Technical Director in the Financial Investigation Division cannot be allowed to stand.
Beyond the sky, it's been a long.
Now we are seeing where the very individual that said that nothing was wrong is being asked to lead the body that is tasked to investigate the Prime Minister. What can go so?
This is a signal to all the wealth in Jamaica that they have had enough.
Change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. Oh, yes it will. Change gon' come.
We are going to be focusing specifically on one piece of evidence that we have found corroborates what we firmly believe to be a web of corruption within the Ministry of Health. And in this instance, it concerns a neurosurgical drill. Attention was first brought by Senator Lambert Brown in January, where he questioned the expenditure of $31,500,000 on a single neurosurgical drill. The Southeast Regional Health Authority denied that the price was inflated and that this was a reasonable price for a quality drill, the first of its kind in Jamaica and possibly the only type in the Caribbean. I reiterated that call for that the justification of that expenditure because all research pointed that this drill should have been procured or could have been procured at a much lower price. Following a meeting with the SARA chairman, I had to call for his resignation based on his stubborn defense of what was a flawed procurement process. I saw the procurement documents. I saw where the process was hijacked, where an internal source determined that a fair price for that drill was 32 million Jamaican dollars. So purchasing it for 31,500,000 was a discount to taxpayers. The minister, returning from his overseas trip, continued a strident defense, putting out several videos that are still available to be viewed online, in some instances ridiculing and mocking me and my accusations. 2 drills of the same type, EM200, same manufacturer, same specifications, same model numbers, were brought in by one company, the company that won the bid to supply that $31 million drill. On their customs declaration forms, accompanied by an invoice from the manufacturer, we see that it was not a new drill. They were refurbished drills with a purchase price of $1,600 US. That was the declared value, and they paid $90,000 in customs fees, bringing the grand total, landed the same drill, model number, specifications, landed in Jamaica, cost nowhere close to $31 million, but 250,000 Jamaican dollars. We have the serial numbers for both drills. The question today, we have 2 questions. The company that brought in these drills won the bid to supply the exact same drills to SARA. It cost the company $250,000 to have that drill in Jamaica. Is the $31 million drill at the Bustamante Hospital for Children one of these drills that were imported in November last year? Yes or no? If it is a case where the drill that was purchased from the same company just after these 2 drills were imported is a different drill, what was the justification for paying $31 million for a drill that could have been bought and landed in Jamaica for less than 300,000 Jamaican dollars? Is that a fair price? Understanding that the same company that won the bid could have brought in a drill for 1,000 times less. The company, and this is further evidence of what looks bad, the company in question is owned by JLP Member of Parliament Donovan Williams, the MP for Central Kingston, a man whose name may be familiar not just as MP, but as a company secretary linked to Estate Bridge, a company in turn linked to Prime Minister Andrew Holness that was under investigation by the Integrity Commission. Is Mr. Williams able to say his hands are clean?
That he's giving us 50 bags and we should pick them up at AIC. Ask another councillor to pick them up and to divide them amongst the 4 divisions and to give them to residents, right?
Yeah.
I said, thanks. Lo and behold, I am now finding out that I got 50 bags allocated to Eastern Westmoreland after burial when they were devastated. And now to realize that the government got 72,000 bags and that it gets worse. That an official from within the ministry in RADA was selling the free fertilizer.
Selling the Moroccan fertilizer, Dr. Campbell?
Selling it. It was being sold at a private farm store. The free fertilizer that should have gone to our farmers, especially after burial, where these persons were devastated. Remember after burial, you know, food prices went sky high. You know, a pound of onion, $1,000. Pound of bell pepper, $1,000. Pound of tomato, $1,000. And we had a government with fertilizers that could have given the residents, the farmers of this country, so that they can go there and produce. And they decided to give to their parliamentary persons without any checks and balances and have somebody selling it. The 50 bags that were allocated to Eastern Westmoreland, not one person from RADA, the Ministry of Agriculture, AIC, asked for any list as to who the fertilizers went to. Because we do have a list of who we gave it to, but not one individual said to us that you should give a list or anything. No, just come pick them up and do whatever you want with them. And that is how they end up in a private farm store and being sold. This government must be removed from office by any legal means necessary.
Left STEM Day at Sydney Pagan STEM Academy. This is a school which sits on roughly 200 acres of land in Elim, right here in northeastern St. Elizabeth. I sat just now and I listened as the minister spoke about the new face of food, the importance of agriculture, and of course, this being an election year, took the opportunity to offer packages of promises which for the sake of the school I hope materialize. But as I sat there, I couldn't help but think about the headline in yesterday's paper. The headline spoke about the fact that 11,000 bags of fertilizer, which were distributed out of the offices of the members of parliament, cannot be verified or validated as having been distributed to real farmers. In other words, 11,000 bags of fertilizer valued at roughly $54 million cannot be proven to have been distributed to real, authentic, legitimate, bona fide farmers. There's no evidence that the farmers got those bags of fertilizer. And then I think about today's headline, which spoke to the fact that our member of parliament right here in northeastern St. Elizabeth received 557 bags of fertilizer. 557 bags of fertilizer. So that is not an insignificant number. That's not a little bit of fertilizer. So when you think about the fact that our member of parliament received 557 bags of fertilizer, and you see a headline which speaks to the fact that the Auditor General of Jamaica has found that there is no evidence, there is no proof that a vast number of bags of fertilizer distributed by the MP has actually reached legitimate farmers. And then to make matters worse, you see another headline which states that the audit has revealed that a farm store, a private farm store, has actually been selling bags of fertilizer. These very same bags of fertilizer which were intended to be distributed free of cost to our farmers, they are being sold at a private farm store. For me, as someone who is in the breadbasket parish and who understands how critical and how important a bag of fertilizer is, I find it deeply unsettling. every time I go on the road, whenever I walk your communities, whenever I visit you at your homes, in your fields, at your ground, one of the most compelling asks is for a bag of fertilizer. And so for us to hear that these bags of fertilizer, which were donated by the Kingdom of Morocco and which were supposed to be given freely to our farmers, are actually being sold at a private farm store, and there is no evidence that a significant number of these very bags of fertilizer actually reached intended legitimate farmers. I find it very, very unsettling. Here in St. Elizabeth, agriculture is our bread and butter. It is what puts food on the table. It is what sends our children to school. It is what pays the school fee. It is what pays the bus fare. Agriculture is our way of life, and it is the way of life for a significant number of people. As your next Member of Parliament, I am committed to ensuring that there is fair and equitable distribution of all resources. I am committed to ensuring that you, our farmers, get the resources that are intended for your use and benefit. Remember, it makes a difference who is in charge of your communities. It makes a difference who is in charge of your constituency. It makes a difference who is your Member of Parliament.
It is called the People's National Party because it will unswervingly aim at all those measures which will serve the masses of the country. No man is a sincere and honest Democrat who does not accept the elementary principle that the object of civilization is to raise the standard and security of the masses of the people. I do believe that we will have launched tonight a movement which, as nothing before started in Jamaica, will make of our country a real place and a real country, so that our children and our children's children will be proud to say, we belong to Jamaica.
Trumpet has sounded, my countrymen all, so awake from your slumber and answer the call. The torch has been lighted, the dawn is at hand. Who joins in the fight for his own native land? Land of my birth, I pledge to thee, loyal and faithful to the toil will be heavy and the campaign long. The road will be dreary, the barrier strong. Our progress may falter and energies wane, but steadfast in spirit, for goal we will gain. Land of my birth, I pledge to thee, loyal and faithful to thee. In steadfast assurance that God will look down and give us His blessing of efforts to crown. Let all be united to build by His grace a nobler Jamaica, a loftier race. Land of my birth, I pledge to thee, loyal and faithful to thee.
Had enough, believe me, you'll lose with trust. Time for justice, your system corrupt. 9 years of this, we cup full up. Call the election now.
the last period of 9 years, he has built 30 houses on average per year. He said that he needs 6,000 houses for the people who are poor and needy. It would take him 200 years for him to build 6,000 houses at this pace.
Good afternoon, Jamaica. My name is Dr. Kurt Wall. I'm the Councillor for the Woolaba South Division and the MP caretaker for Southwest St. Catherine. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. sharp, we will be having a protest in Woolaba Square. And this is against government corruption. As we all know, the Prime Minister is trying to appoint his friend to become the leader of the FID, who will lead investigations against him in his case of illicit enrichment.
Hi, I'm Senator Peter Bunting, encouraging all residents of St. Catherine, and indeed all concerned citizens across Jamaica, to come out against the corruption of this JLP regime. Corruption steals resources from our schools, from our hospitals, from our clinics. It's why we have bad roads and our citizens cannot get a better life. Andrew Honest wants to select his own investigator for his referral for illicit enrichment to the Financial Investigation Division. That is not justice. That is corruption.
Jamaica, as we continue for accountability, to hold this government to account for corruption. Now you might ask, what does corruption mean to you? When you go to a hospital and there is no bed and you have to sit on a chair, corruption and the wasting of resources causes that. When you go to the bus stop and you have to wait 2 hours for a bus because there's no JUTC bus to take you to school or to work, that is the cost of corruption. When your child goes to school and can't get a meal per day and can't get books, corruption costs you that. So corruption impacts your life every day. We are committed to leading a government of integrity.
Jamaica, this is Mark Golding, President of the People's National Party and Leader of the Opposition, renewing our protest against corruption in the country, focusing at this time on the appointment of somebody to run a key law enforcement agency who we feel ought not to be eligible for that position because he has already indicated his position on a key investigation of the Prime Minister's affairs, which the FID is responsible now for dealing with, and somebody who has no law enforcement experience and really ought not to have been hired for such a position. So why does corruption matter? Well, look at the situation with the roads in the country. Look at the situation when you need to go to hospital. How long you have to wait to get a bed if you need to be admitted. The equipment that's not working and you have to go to the private sector to pay a bag of money to get your diagnostic test done. All of these things are as a result of resources being starved from key areas because of graft thieving basically and misappropriation of public resources. So Jamaica, it's time to stand up for a better Jamaica. Stand up for a Jamaica where the resources of the country are used for the benefit of the people and are not being sidetracked by bad governance. Jamaica's public health system is broken. Every week we hear the horror stories. Long waiting times, no beds, basic equipment not working. Hospitals and clinics are in crisis. While this government cuts ribbons, Jamaicans are being left to suffer in overcrowded, under-resourced facilities like this one. The next PNP government will change this. We're going to shift focus. We want to prioritize actual care for people when they're sick. Not these mega projects with huge cost overruns and that can't finish years after they start. Refurbishing every operating theatre. Creating urgent care centres island-wide so people stop waiting days for help on benches or floors. We're going to launch national screening programs to target the biggest killers of our people. Cancer, hypertension, which is pressure, diabetes, which is sugar. We want to catch them early so that people's lives can be saved. We will make the investments to ensure that every parish hospital has the equipment it needs to deliver the services required by the people. And stop the outsourcing racket that leaves patients with nothing but bills and delays. And we will support our healthcare workers, not just with words, but with housing, with training opportunities, and with respect. This is not about PR, it's about saving actual people's lives. Next PNP government will deliver proper, decent healthcare for the people of Jamaica. Time come.
Time come, comrades, know the history, feel the victory. Time come, people, know the history, feel the victory. Time come.
Hello, Damian Crawford, fussy like the rivers, no one them around me. Can't see with them, so them can cut him on way. Boy like how we done real falls off you go crown way. Million the press up tried them best fi drown way. Can't send me visa, that still no ground me. Hear me and the eagle and the up them surround way.
Cut it. Respect. Father God, I wear them have to fight me so. I look at things I mean no cover. I eat, man. I eat. No. Hold on now. Because school fee too dear. Cut it. I want to say a special good night to all the members at the platform. And I want to say a special thank you to you because I uno cause it. The fact that the PNP is the favorite to win the next election is because you remained committed to the People's National Party. The fact that Andrew Holness cannot call the election is because you remained committed to the People's National Party. I was watching the internet with them little fenke meet in our schoolroom when them said this tonight. Them coward like that.
Turn up the thing. Turn up the thing.
Hold on.
Turn up the thing.
Hold on. I hear a little man. Mama said my baby father. I want their father everybody cut. But a little man now start to say him a go answer back me. But in answering, him no call my name. Me don't know what kind of hypocrite style that cause and so my father teach me. My father say a man must look at the next man and say, yo, you, Andrew Holness. Not no era man. My mother said that is a local mama man style. So me, I got talk back to Andrew Holness, a.k.a. Craveny. Because I never see another politician so craven in my life. So, first of all, watch his sticker debt. First of all, Craveny say, and it's a local political banter, nobody take it serious. Say him cut my little tutus ribbon because him a open a school. Me not even confused if I mistake because JLP have built no school under Andrew Holness. Zero. And the second thing is that Tutus have 4 security guards right now based on this ribbon cutting. She have a security for her shoes lace. She have a security for her belt. She have a security for her bandu. And she have 4 security for her ribbon. So Andrew cannot cut no more of Tutu's ribbon. No more. But let me go into some of the ribbon cutting. Because silly rabbits don't know that tricks are for kids. Craven here. Besides him, I got cut ribbon for every single house that he has given. In the last period of 9 years, he has built 30 houses on average per year. He said that he needs 6,000 houses for the people who are poor and needy. It would take him 200 years for him to build 6,000 houses at this pace. So when it comes to house, we don't want him to cut ribbon. Cut the time that it will take for 6,000 people to own a home. In 1 year, PJ Patterson built 10,000 houses. And Joelness is celebrating building 30. If PJ was to cut ribbon, I'll know him couldn't retire if he was to cut for every single house that he built. But this is what the PMP will cut. We will cut how long you have to live with your parents by introducing policies such as rent to own. We will cut how long you have to pay rent. Because the rent to own policy is saying that those who are sell down a market, those who are play sound, those who are keep round robbing, you will be able to move into a house without any salary slip. Prove your ability to afford. And then the rent turn a mortgage. We're going to cut the cost of land, which is a major hindrance. When you want a piece of land now, NHT only willing to lend you 50%. The PMP said that as a youth, you will receive 500,000 as a gift, as a contribution to ownership of land. He then says, with another ribbon cutting, that there is a program called LIFT. And LIFT was supposed to target those from 17 to 19. That is 140,000 Jamaicans. In this big ribbon cutting, they said they will help 500. So 500 will be lifted and 139,500 will be left. That is what he should cut. The number of people that is left stranded by the Labourite government. They come with another one for heart. I think that one named Hope. Or that one named Hopeless. Again he says, from 17 to 29, that is 400,000 young youth. He said the program will give 30 per constituency. Now remember, say me no lick my chest to count to 10. So 30 times 60 is 1,800 plus 30 times 3, that is 90. Out of 420,000, he will help 1,890. And him have a big ceremony, Comrade Golden. And him cut 1 million ribbon. The money spent on the ceremony was more than the money spending on the 1,890 youth. What we will cut is the wait time that enough are facing to get into heart. Because we will put 4 centers in every high school so that from 9th grade you can start your heart. And then, when we build out 4 labs in every high school, It will serve the children in the days, and it will serve those who have graduated in the night. They say that they have 20,000 people unemployed. Labourite not like education because if you didn't know economics, you don't know that can't run. Outside of the people who are unemployed, 670,000 Jamaicans have stopped looking work, have given up on the society, have given up on the situation, fell into depression that don't count in unemployment numbers. So that is what them for cut. Then now last and last, them cut ribbon for some bus. No. Well, not only the bus them look like a them did carry the animals going on Noah Ark. Well, I mean a Desmond Mackenzie attack. The bus them all older than Desmond Mackenzie. Well, and that's not easy. Because Desmond Mackenzie is older than the word, and in the beginning was the word. But there is some corruption in this busting, because the same money could have bought 126 brand new coaster bus with 3-year warranty. What we need to cut is a policy for pockets and not a policy for people. So somehow Tweedledee go link up Tweedledum and then go link up Craveney and say we can make a money. Hold on, man. Liar, me see if I can sue me. Liar there. When I do the maths, on average each bus was 17,000 US. 110 buses will work out to 300 million Jamaican dollars. Where is the another 1.1 billion Jamaican dollars? Hold on, man. And they go to everything without disclose that. And then I saw Craven Ape on TV. He said it's 9 years them I think about the busting. Then how come is an unsolicited proposal came to the Jamaica Labour Party in the 9th year? And Darrell, no, Tweedledee. Bakastapa Bass. He said that this company received the contract because they are the only company to carry in this type of bus. Well, I call the company. And the company said they have no one in Jamaica that is the dealer for that company. I want an answer from Darrell Vaz. Which contract for those buses? So you can cut all the ribbons you want cut, but we are going to cut corruption, because one by one no go into jail. One by one no go into jail. One by one no. Hey, wanna not make me start it. Comrades, my daughter safe, and when the election call, Jamaica will be safe. Don't believe me? Go and Google it. Don't believe in me? I'm not Jesus. Believe with me that better can come and better is possible. Because when I am done, the only time Jamaicans will say labor is labor for learning before you grow old. Because learning. Power to the people.
Make some noise!
I see the same bandulu coming, comrade Mikhail, with this used school bus system that they're bringing in to children. And let me tell you something. I am a man I don't like stray into other shadow ministers' lane, but I got permission from Mikhail this evening because I hear that the Labourites and their apologies is like we stir up an ant's nest with the school bus remark. So I want to deal with it here tonight. Yes, I raised the alarm and one, so we don't want to kill our poor people picking with some old bus. And I make no apology for that. And let me just give you some background. These buses that they're bringing in, these are not pre-owned vehicles. These are retired old buses. Many are over 10 to 15-year-old with hundreds of thousands of miles on the clock. So when I sound the alarm, me not care what the Labourites say or who they say we are. These were pulled out of circulation in the US because they were either not considered safe enough for American children or were too inefficient. No, these were primarily used in cities with flat streets and wide lanes. Now imagine you bring those old buses to Manchester, to Trelawney, to the hills of Clarendon, to the hills of St. Elizabeth. These buses were not built for this terrain when they were new, much less when they're 10 and 15 years old with hundreds of thousands of miles. I am balling out. I am saying, me no care who want vex. I wouldn't put my child on that old bus. On these hilly terrains, these pothole roads with hairpin turns in Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, all the hilly parishes. We wouldn't do it. And with that long overhang, I can tell you there are places it cannot even go because it's going bottom out. It's going bottom out. It can't go up the entrance to Prattville Primary. Cannot. This issue of the safety of our children should not be a political debate.
Call it Andrew, call it an Iman will sound the trumpet.
In the People's National Party, we have given you a Minister of Finance in waiting who understands that Jamaican people need a better life for everybody and not just some people and friend and company. Comrades of St. Mary, I want to make welcome to the platform at this time at the microphone, Comrade Julian Robinson.
For all my life you have been faithful. Comrades, you have been faithful to the greatest political movement in the Western Hemisphere. One love. Comrade Chairman, Comrade Leader, Comrade General Secretary, your 3 members of Parliament who will walk up Duke Street with us. I greet you, I greet the sea of orange across St. Mary. In 2011, you delivered a victory for the People's National Party. And in 2025, I know you will deliver another victory for the People's National Party. Comrades, your government in waiting is committed to building an economy where every single one of you can participate. We will make the economy so not just a few people can live good while the majority suffer. We are committed to an economy where every Jamaican, regardless of where you're from, regardless of where you started, we will give you the opportunity so that you can step up in a life and make it better for you and your families. So I'm going to talk to you about 5 E's. 5 E's. And I'm going to start with education. Because we recognize as a political movement that education is the vaccine against poverty. It is the only way out for the majority of black Jamaicans. So what have we committed to doing? We will ensure that every child in need gets 1 hot meal per day. So what that mean? If the mother have to spend $500 to $1,000 to make sure you have lunch money for the pitney, don't worry about that, because the lunch will be there at school and you can put that money to doing something else. We are going to ensure that there is an education system, that there's a transportation system in place for all of you in the rural areas, where you will get a subsidy every single week so that you can send your children to school. So if you don't have the lunch money and you don't have the bus fare, the People's National Party will take care of that, because we want to ensure that your child gets to school, gets to learn. And our commitment is to invest in early childhood and primary education, because too many of our children are leaving primary school and they can't read and write. And so we're going to put the money in early childhood so that your children get a solid education, so when they leave primary school, they are literate and they are numerate. But we're going further. We are saying to you, if you are the first in your family that go through high school and you pass your CXC and you pass your CAPE and you get an opportunity to go to university, we're going to ensure that we cover the full cost of your tertiary education if you are the first in your family. Because we know once one person in the family gets tertiary education, they will support and pull up everybody else so that family can lift themselves out of poverty. We are saying to the tertiary students who have to borrow money from the Student Loan Bureau that we will link your repayment to how much you earn. So if you get a job and it's not quite the job you want, but you have to take it anyway because you have to live and eat a food, we will ensure that your payment to the student loan is capped to what you earn, and you will never be classified as being delinquent. So we are committed as a party to ensuring that education is funded adequately so that every single Jamaican can get the best opportunity. The second E, we're going to bring down the cost of energy. Jamaica, when we left office in 2016, the cost of electricity was 23 cents per kilowatt hour. Right now it reached 40 cents per kilowatt hour. We're going to bring it back down, and we're going to do so by ensuring that we invest in renewable energy so that we use solar energy. We're going to deal with electricity theft. We're going to put microgrids in communities powered by solar so that we can ease the pressure on you, the consumer, and make Jamaica more competitive for businesses. Our third E is that we're going to run an efficient government. We're going to run a government where our Prime Minister in waiting will ensure that all obstacles to investment will be removed. We're not going to hug up every single ministry under his portfolio and become a bottleneck. We are going to provide incentives for micro businesses so that for the first 3 years, you don't have to pay any corporate income tax. And so that provides an incentive for you to go out and build your business, make money, which will support the growth of our economy. Our fourth E is that we're going to invest in what we call the emerging economies, which is our cultural and creative industries. You would have heard Comrade Byfield speak about it. Our artists, our potters, our painters, our TikTokers, our YouTubers, we will establish a fund of $1 billion every single year to support those industries, because Jamaica has made its name from our artists, our entertainers, and our sports people. And the People's National Party will ensure they get the funding so they can build out their businesses. And our fifth E is that we must run a government of ethics and integrity. And so, comrades, last week, the Prime Minister took the Integrity Commission to court. And there was a report by Craig Beresford, who is the director of, is not in compliance at the Integrity Commission. And the court released an affidavit on the Prime Minister. And I want to hear me good, because I'm not joking this, a serious thing. That document has shown that the Prime Minister, from he was first elected, that the Integrity Commission has had issues with him as an MP in 1998. Has had issues with unexplained sources of him income. Meaning, him can't every year. Let me explain how it goes, comrades. If you're an MP and a senator, every year we have to submit a report. If we say what assets we have, if we own house and land, where it come from. If we have money in the bank account, we have to say where it come from. That affidavit shows from 1998, the Integrity Commission has had issues with this Prime Minister. That he has invested in some schemes from Cash Plus to OLint to SSL, and him is the only man who get back every single cent plus more when him investing. And there are hundreds and thousands of Jamaicans who have lost money under these schemes. As Comrade Damian Crawford would say, what can go so? And when they go further and they are probing his finances, they can't find the sources of his income. Now you might wonder, why am I talking about this? Why does it matter? It matters when the government pay $31 million for a drill what costs $3 million. You know why it matters? Because when you go to the hospital and you need to do an X-ray or an MRI, them send you to a private place and you have to pay a $50,000 for it. It matters. Corruption matters. And by the way, the affidavit says there is some investor named Investor A in medical technologies. We want to know who is Investor A. Who is Investor A who is linked to Donovan Williams, the Member of Parliament for Central Kingston, who acts as the secretary for two other companies that the Prime Minister is in. So I say to you and to every Jamaican, Jamaica deserves leadership of integrity. Jamaica deserves leadership with a leader with clean hands and a pure heart. Jamaica deserves leadership with somebody who Integrity Commission reports are certified every single year. And Jamaica deserves leadership where your money will be spent to better your life and not go into the pocket
of a handful of people. We have been choosing Jamaica for all of our lives. We are focused on ensuring that you have a better life. So I'm saying to the comrades in St. Mary, deliver Central for us, deliver Southeast for us, deliver Western for us, so that you can bring Marky G as your Prime Minister, so that we can build a better Jamaica for all of us. One love, comrades, one heart.
Over the weekend, I heard Mr. Uncertified saying that he might go build 60,000 houses in the next term. But I want to ask Mr. Uncertified tonight, what happened to the 70,000 houses that you promised to deliver to the Jamaican people? I want you to listen to me, because everything Mr. Uncertified say, you know, say I'm not credible. Because I look back on the archives before I came here, and in 2023, him say that NHT was going to build 43,000 houses out of the 70. And him say that they were in an advanced state of building 35,000. And them are going to figure out how NHT are going to get the next 8,000. And him say that HAJ was going to build 15,000 of those houses. When me add up 43 and 15,000 of 58,000 that me get, it not reach the 70,000 yet. And then me look at me see this here. Him said that NHT I go build 19,000. And him say HAJ I go build 4,000. When me add that up at 23,000. But when you look on the data from Mr. Uncertified in power from 2016, them just reached 21,000 houses. Look on the data as published by the National Housing Trust, and you will see say, I no lie fly day, I tell you. And I want to say to Mr. Uncertified that you are not credible, and you can't come back again, come fool the Jamaican people to say that you're going to build 60 more thousand houses. And I have to put my trust in a man, in a leader, who every time he put up his statutory declaration, he has been certified. That means said the man credible. And so when Marky G tell me say that him go and build 50,000 houses, me have to believe him. And when him said to us that those 50,000 houses that we are going to build, you're not going to pay for the land portion of that housing cost. So what that means is that when you have a house which costs $14 million, when we build it and it come out less than $10 million, that means right away you have equity of over $4 million. That is what the Marky G housing plan is coming for the people of Jamaica. And when I look at the track record of Mr. Certified, I have to believe him, because him say that he may go stop the annual extraction of the $11.4 billion from the NHT. And him go and make sure that out of that 11.4 billion, him set up the young people fund where young people are going to get $500,000. $500,000 we are going to give young people so that they can pay for the deposit of their houses. And then Marky G say, we are going to roll out the Porsche. We are going to tear down zinc fences. We are going to build up those communities with concrete walls and chain link fences. We're going to improve the sidewalks and all those Operation Pride schemes that have not been completed. We're going to complete all of them and make sure that people get the title for the land where them occupy in them communities.
Said best good evening. Black River, are you ready? Malvern, are you ready? Santa Cruz, are you ready? Junction, are you ready? Big up every red dirt farmer. Big up every vendor. Big up every youth with a dream. And I say, St. Bess, big up yourself. You know, tonight, I want to big up all comrades on the platform. All comrades, I greet you. The word is love. But tonight I come to remind St. Elizabeth about something that you already know deep down. That time come for a better life. And time come for St. Elizabeth. We're not in a flossing, in a farming we are dealing with. And so tonight, this parish is no ordinary parish. You have said Jamaica, you have said tourists, you have said the economy, but tonight, who is feeding you? You give us melon, you give us sweet pepper, you give us scallion, you give us onion, and you give us, as a churchman, the good herbs, but who defend you? Hold on. Yet every year you are fighting drought. You are watching your produce rot while importers are getting rich off of foreign crops. That is wickedness. That is betrayal. And that must end. And the truth is, St. Elizabeth, that this government and the Minister of Agriculture have abandoned St. Elizabeth, and time come for a change. They offer nothing but empty promises and patrols. They smile in photo ops and leave you begging for water. They have treated agriculture like charity, but we in the PNP believe that agriculture is power, and under the next PNP government, with Mark Golding as the next Prime Minister, we're going to put back the power in your hands. Under a PNP-led government, we are not easing in. We are going to demand justice for our farmers. We are going to demand a better life for our farmers. That when you go plow your land, you plow it with dignity. So, comrades, we will cut the food importation bill by 25% in the next 5 years. We are going to invest in places like Banks and Ballas Valley, where the best produce are grown right here in Jamaica. Comrades, we're going to build an agriculture special economic zone. That means we're going to create spaces where farming is done for export with modern equipment and real infrastructure and proper oversight. St. Elizabeth will export more than vibes. We will export real power. We will export real provision. And we're sending Floyd Green a message tonight. That the farming overflossing. We will launch a 2.5 billion agricultural development fund, taking just 1% from food import tax, and we're going to pump it into rural farmers. Your money, and it is coming back to you for seed, irrigation, and for storage. Your money, and it's coming back to give you access to land, and to give you access to grants and all the tools that you need to make agriculture profitable. Comrades, water will no longer be a privilege. We will fix and expand the irrigation system in the plains and in the hills. You should be watching your crops die while politicians drive past in air-conditioned SUV. And listen carefully, we will tie tourism to agriculture. No more hotel buying salad from overseas when they can come right here to get the good tomato, the good onion, the good scallion. We are going to mandate that they buy directly from local farmers. That's policy and not charity. We're ensuring that our farmers are protected. Now, comrades, hear me good. Because a whole heap of time we tour the farms them down here. And the farmers in St. Elizabeth don't want pity. They want justice. They don't want handout. They want real representation. We want our rightful place. The farmers want their rightful place in the development of our nation, and we are not asking for it. Comrades, time come for our farmers to get the support. Time come for every red dirt farmer to turn it into generational wealth. Time come to build. Time come to build agro-processing hub in Junction and Santa Cruz. Time come for young people get access to land. Time come for young people to get real support. Time come for real food security. Time come for the farmers of St. Elizabeth to get the representation the world is love.
Comrades of the PNP Women's Movement, good afternoon. Comrades of Central Westmoreland, good afternoon to you. Comrades on the platform, my comrade sisters, who I will be walking to Parliament together with, the 22 of us, Comrade Mrs. Golden, and my party leader, the next Prime Minister, Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden. A very special big up to the President of the Women's Movement, Comrade Patricia Duncan Sutherland, and the past President and first President, Comrade Beverly Manley Duncan. Comrades, I greet you from Southwest St. Anne, but today I come with a message for every young woman with a dream and a gift who is looking for a platform. Every young girl who sketches in her notebook or navigates Canva or Photoshop. Every young woman who writes a song in her bedroom. Every makeup artist, every dancer, every poet, writer, fashion designer, or female influencers, filmmakers who are wondering, how do I turn my creativity into a career? They have the talent, they have the ideas, but the rent due, the laptop old, the speaker now work on them phone, and the current system under the Jamaica Labour Party does not have the woman in their mind or at heart. I stand here to represent every young female entrepreneur. Today I speak for you. Today I speak to you. Jamaica is bursting at the seams with creative brilliance, but brilliance without the right support is like a fire without oxygen. It will fade away. We are the land of Miss Lou, the land of Edna Manley. We have the rhythm and fire of a Marcia Griffiths and a spice. We have the edge of Grace Jones, but too many young women in the creative sector feel invisible. They feel unsupported, and they feel deprived of what they need to thrive. The People's National Party is about to change that. The People's National Party is ready to flip the script for young women and create a space in the creative industry where they don't just hustle, they can thrive. The PNP believes in the power of the orange economy, culture, music, design, media, fashion, dance, and storytelling. We know that when we support women in the creative sector, we are not just empowering artists. We are building a formidable economy powered by policy, investment, and access to opportunities. The People's National Party is committed to deliver a $1 billion fund for the creative industries to develop culture, music, entertainment at every level, from grassroots to the global stage, so that every little girl who sings like Spice can know that the potential is in her and the PNP will support her. We are committed to creating a 3-year corporate tax holiday for new businesses, because your first years in business as young women should be for building, not just for surviving. We are committed to planning a phased out asset tax over 5 years, so we free up the capital for young women, so you can reinvest in your hustle and become better and better over that 5-year period. We are creating a creative work pipeline that gives young people paid internship. It's not free work. We're giving them paid internship, training for freelancers, and real industry experience, because we know when we give young people opportunity and they are given the tools to thrive, they are unstoppable. We are reimagining communities, transforming libraries, building studios, and creating safe entertainment zones. And we in Central Westmoreland, and I hear the MP say need one down here too. But more than infrastructure, we are creating the identity. We're going to launch a national cultural confidence program so that every young woman in Jamaica knows that their voice matters, their story is important, and their creativity is currency. So if you are a young woman here today and you are tired of being overlooked, you are tired of being underpaid, you are tired of feeling under-resourced, I want you to know that the People's National Party is creating a seat for you at the table as they have done for the 22 of us here. I want every woman in this crowd to find a female entrepreneur and tell them that the People's National Party has a plan for her. So when she goes into that voting booth, she should put the X beside the head, because there is only one political party that has a plan for young women in Jamaica right now, and it is the People's National Party. The time has come for us to build a future where every young woman has the tools, they have the support, and they have the opportunity to lead, to create, and to thrive. The People's National Party is ready to elevate the young women of Jamaica. The word is love, comrades.
Comrades! 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 Are you ready? He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Comrades, I greet you from South Trelawney. And as I stand here, I want to say thank you to the people of South Trelawney for accepting me to be the representative for South Trelawney. I want to say thanks to the executive of the People's National Party in South Trelawney. Because when the people say Mr. Patmore come, we have to apply to the executive of the party. And after they accept me, we still have to apply to the hierarchy of the People's National Party. So I want to say thanks to the General Secretary of the People's National Party and the party leader for accepting me. I must tell you, I think South Trelawney is the only constituency where they lost all 4 divisions. And today, I can tell you that the PNP is leading in South Trelawney in all polls. And I don't even want to talk about the PNP poll. Every poll that the JLP do in South Trelawney, it shows that Paul Patmore is widening the margin day by day. So people, it's not just a Paul Patmore thing. I have a team. I have a campaign team that is working with me. We have an executive for South Trelawney. We have some prayer warriors out there, like Dr. Foster, who continue to pray for us. We have comrades from all the way in St. Mary who are part of the prayer team. But I want to say thanks to Comrade Teddy Moore. He's my campaign manager. And we have a campaign team that right now is ready. So I want to say my team I want to say thank you. All the caretakers, all the workers for the different division. South Trelawney is what it is right now because of the hard work that you have been doing. So on behalf of the leader of the party, the General Secretary and myself, we say thank you for the hard work that you have been putting in South Trelawney. Thank you very much.
Let's drink to the hard-working people, and let's drink to the lonely numbered.
Comrades, I must take a few minutes to address certain things. And I want you to know that this is a serious meeting. It's not like one of those meetings where we come and hype up the people and tell them to blow a hand. I'm going to beg you to keep the hand quiet for a few minutes. Because every time when such lady come on a stage, she always mention that Paul Patmore was a part of them. And I must tell you, she's not lying. Yes, I was a part of them at one time. But that's why what I don't want you to do now is we don't want to treat this meeting like how we used to treat their meeting. Because when I was in charge of certain position in the over on that side, what we have to do, because we have a candidate who never do nothing. So when we go to meeting, we never have nothing to talk about. We never have no plan. So one of the things that we had to do was to roast a cow and give the people them some jankorum and tell them to blow a hand. So by the time we open the mouth, we hear the hand a blow. So those days, I can tell you, it was the bell. The PNP used to use the hand. But I can tell you the bell wasn't loud enough. So we start to buy the hand. That means that when we say, we are going to give you a house tomorrow, the people them say, yeah, and start blow the hand. But people, it is serious time now. Paul Patmore is now on a serious platform. We have a leader. We have a manifesto that we are proud of, that we can stand up on any platform and talk about what the PNP will be doing in the next 2 months. Comrades, I want to touch on water. For the GLP, they don't have no water plan. So this election for them is a black tank election. So what they are going around now issuing black tank. I want to let you know that the PNP, under the leadership of Mark Golding, we will reopen the Greentown water supply. In short order. From 1976 until now, they have been promising the people of Albertown and surrounding area the water supply down by the Crashy River. Every election come, they come with the same promise. I want to tell you, we see them break ground down there already. That means the money did grant already. I want you to send me to Parliament to ask about that money that was granted to set up that water supply. I hear them talking about third term. And I hear my leader say some of them will get third term in prison. Because we will be asking about that money that was granted for the Crashy River water project. Where the money there? For years, people, we have to watch the people down by Alps and Stewarttown walk a spring for water, go a river for water. It's 2025. People of Stewarttown, you're suffering with water. Paul Patmore and Mark Golding will be making sure that we give you water in your pipe. We're not promising no black tank. No black tank. We need you to have running water in your house. I carry the party leader. I drive him through from up by Louisville, go down to Troy to show him the quality houses And I can tell you, he was ashamed to see the quality, when you see the quality houses and the condition of the roads. It took me almost an hour to drive from Louisville to Troy because of the condition of the road. It is the worst road in the entire island. And I can't believe I see people. I see a few people come out with flags. I see a few people come out with flags and wave. Oh my God, them people don't have no shame. How comes people can live so and have no shame? But people will not have much time. So we want to touch on agriculture. Because we're in a farming era, that's why we wouldn't have a meeting and don't bring to you the next Minister of Agriculture to come and speak to you. The only thing I want to tell you, this MP that you'll be voting in a few months, in a few days from now, gonna be the best representative that South Trelawney ever have. One thing I can tell you, my people, we're gonna set up, we're gonna start our first Yam Farmers Association in South Trelawney. Because as I tell the Gensec, yam is the only product that a man has sell. And the man will come to buy, I tell you how much he might buy for. In Jamaica now, in South Trelawney, a man come and tell you say he want £100 a yam. But he look upon you and tell you say you have to give him £160. People, the farmers in South Trelawney are suffering. You need representation. And that's why we're presenting to you the People's National Party. We know what the people want. People, when you look at the condition of the roads, we have the worst set of roads in the island. There was a road from Joe to Freeman's blocked for some 30 years. And on Labour Day, Paul Patmore and the citizens of South Trelawney opened that road after 30 years. People, give yourself a round of applause for that. Turn up the thing. Turn up the thing. Turn up the thing. Turn up. That's the type of leadership that I'll be bringing to South Trelawney. I want to tell you another thing. Ecotourism. We have the cockpit. We don't have sun and sea, but we have the cockpit. Nobody else don't have it. When a person leave America and say, well, come to Jamaica, if they didn't want to see sun and sea, they don't stay in America, because that did it. They want to come and experience Jamaica. So we're going to create a tourist product second to none in South Trelawney. We have a lot of rivers and a lot of caves. I'm saying to the citizens, if you have a cave, start fix up it. Because now you have an MP who know about ecotourism. And we have on our team will be Wicca McNeil, a man who know about tourism. So if you don't have a river on your property, start fix up it. No make nobody tell you say them go buy. Because I can tell you, now that people here say Paul Patmore will be the next member of parliament for South Trelawney. You're going to see some man come and offer you some money for your land. But hold on, Panny. Better days are coming, my people. Time come, my people. Time come. I don't want to stay long, but I want to tell you about another sector of persons that nobody no pay no mind. Nobody no pay them no mind. I want to talk about our taxi drivers and our bus drivers. Everybody come, all they do is use our taxi drivers and our bus drivers. No form of respect at all. And I'm calling on the taxi drivers of South Trelawney. First, you have to start respecting yourself and force people to respect you. I see a man come here a few weeks ago, and he mentioned that one of the reasons why he want to carry bus coming at South Trelawney is because our taxi drivers are rapers and they are murderers. I want to tell you, Paul Patmore as a will be your representative. I will not allow no politician or nobody to come and walk on you and trample on our taximen. So that's why I'm calling on the taximen of South Trelawney and all the busmen. Don't bother believe say Uncle time you can block road or demonstrate Israel road bad. As long as you have a politician who continue to disrespect you, I'm calling on you to send a signal this nomination day. Because every nomination day and every election day, they call for you know, and telling how they going to pay you 5,000 to run up and down for them. And when election done, they throw you under the bus. Now is the time my taximen and bus drivers send a strong message to the politician them who no pay no mind over the years. Send a strong message to them. When they call you and say come work, if you want 5,000, I don't want you to take it. Stop making people them disrespect you know. And then they call you and give you 5,000 and you take it like you never see 5,000 for the day in the barn. Stand up people, because we have a leader in Paul Patmore is coming to stand up for you, but you have to start stand up for yourself. So my taximen, the PNP continue to look out for you. It's a party that decide that we want you to be part of the transport sector. So make sure you know look out for the PNP. Some of you talk about you not dieted. That's sure that. Because you know having a picnic to send a school just like anybody. So people, my taximen, Paul Patmore is here for you. I'm only a phone call away. And I let me close my last word to you, my people. Paul Patmore is the only candidate in Jamaica that is running against a criminal. The only candidate. My people, I need you on election day to come out whether you're PNP or you're JLP. As long as you're a decent citizen of Jamaica, come out and send a message. Send a strong message that you will not tolerate nastiness. And when you send the message to she, it will also be a message to Paul Patmore. You will be saying to Paul Patmore, we will be giving you this one chance, but the next time you must earn your chance. Because if you go in there and there's another Dalrymple come, we're going to dash you with just the same. So my people, the word is love. We have the next Prime Minister here with us. We have the next Minister of Agriculture here with us. Today we have the spokesperson of land. We know the situation with the land and the outside property. Every politician come and promise you, say them will help you to get the title for your land and the outside property. People of outside, those land was given to you by the People's National Party. The only people, the only party that care about that set of land is the People's National Party. We will be working on those titles for the land. That's what I want you to send Paul Patmore to Parliament to fight for. And before the night over, the person that will maybe be the next Minister of Land is here. I'm going to bring him here in a town hall meeting to sit down with the people on the outside property to discuss the title for the outside land. So people, the word is love. South Trelawney is ready. And Paul Patmore is ready to serve you. So my people, one love.
I've been trying a long time, still I can't make it.
Call it Andrew, call it an Iman will sound the trumpet. Comrade Chairman of the meeting, comrades on the platform, special shout out to the next Member of Parliament for this great constituency of Eastern St. Andrew, Patricia Duncan Sutherland. Big up Comrade Patrick Peterkin, Comrade Julian Robinson, who are all candidates for the next general election. Big up Sister Beverly Mandy Duncan, stalwart to the movement. All distinguished comrades, the Mayor of Kingston, Comrade Swaby. Workers and warriors, foot soldiers, supporters, who they are this evening. Yeah man, I feel the vibes, I feel the energy, I feel the love. Yeah man, it's nice. Yeah, so nice man. People, Eastern St. Andrew is where I born and grow. I born in that hospital right there, so University Hospital. The road to that hospital named after my father, Golden Avenue. Yeah man. Carry down to the Sir John Golden Rehab Center. The school beside that center is where Julian went to school and Michael Phillips too. Hope Valley Experimental School. College Common was where I grew up, number 9 College Common. And Eastern St. Andrew has been good to me because it gave me my Empress. Yeah man, my sweet Sandra, you know. And I want to tell you, today was a wonderful tour of the constituency. We didn't get to go to every part of the constituency, but we went to a lot of places. Starting Jarrett Lane, up to Chambers Lane, round a Standpipe. We go down a Hermitage, round Angola, into Augustown, come up to Mona Common, and here we are in Papine Square. And I want to big up all of my brethren them who I usually play ball with on the field, which is now the football academy. It's I build that field. Yeah man, right down beside the Preston Hall and Nettleford Hall right there, sir. Yeah man, it was just pure bush. And we buy some stone rake and spend months preparing that field, and we used to play ball. For 2 decades we play ball there every weekend. Man from Augustown, man from Hermitage, man from Marlborough. And I've booked up a couple of them today still. In them green shirts in Hermitage. And I say, wait, are you that? And they mug me up same way. And they say, you don't know, we have to make little money. You say, yeah man, nothing wrong, make your money here, sir. That's how Labourite thing go. Anyway, people, it's good to be here. God knows. And you know,
Everywhere I go across Jamaica, the people them show me a whole heap of love. They're happy to see me. And you know, after nearly 10 years of this government, I think one of the biggest things is their sense of disappointment in this government. Disappointment in Andrew as a man who promised so much and delivered so little. And they want a government, they want politicians who don't just promise things to win favor, to get people to vote. They want people who promise things because they intend to deliver on their promises and they can be relied on, because those promises just didn't come out of a hat to sound good and try and attract votes, but those promises were based on a plan to uplift the country, a plan to develop the nation. And that is what the People's National Party is seeking to do. So I'm not running around giving everybody a whole bag of promises. I'm telling you what our plans are. Our plans are to uplift Jamaica by focusing on the real challenges facing the people. And you've heard some of them tonight. I don't want to rehearse them and go over them in detail again. But in education, we have the First in Family Scholarship Program. If you are the first person in your household to have qualified to go to a tertiary institution, a university or a college, and you're the first person in your family to do that, you'll get a full scholarship under the People's National Party. And we are going to ensure that every child who goes to school, primary or secondary, and is in need, will get a free nutritious meal every day at school. And for rural families who are struggling with the cost of transportation, 20,000 families we will start it with. We have the ride program. So taximan and busman will get the subsidy so the children don't have to bear the full fare and the families can afford to send their children to school. We're not bringing out a whole bus where they never drive on a hill yet. With the schools can't afford to maintain. We're going to empower the taximan and the busman them in the same way that we're going to empower the farmers to deliver the food that we're going to feed the children. Good, nutritious Jamaican food. We have a great plan for housing. We have been, after the last 10 years, the government has performed so badly when it comes to affordable housing for the people. There's been a construction boom, but it's for people who have money, people who done set already. What about the people who can't afford a house and want a house? What about them? Well, the People's National Party cares about you. That is what we are here for, to deliver solutions to make your lives better. And we plan to build 50,000 houses over the first 5 years. We're identifying the land already. And we're going to make those lands available for development. And we're not going to charge the value of the land in the price of the house. So you're going to get a more affordable house. So when you buy, the day you buy that house, you'll be a richer person because you'll own the land that is part of that house and you won't have had to pay for it. And if you're a young Jamaican struggling to buy a house because you don't know how you're going to afford the deposit, if you've been in the NHT for 2 years, we are going to establish a fund within the NHT that would provide you with free grant. You don't have to pay it back, $500,000 to cover your deposit so you can step up in life and own your own home. And we have the rent-to-own plan. The rent-to-own plan is this: if you can't prove your income because you don't get a formal pay slip, you might be hustling for yourself, you might have your little business, or you might be working for somebody but they're not a big employer, they don't have no big accounting department for generating a pay slip, so you can't show your income. We will say, hey, you can go into the house, the NHT house that we're building, as a tenant, And if you can show that you, through making the monthly payments equivalent to the mortgage, after a short period of time, we're thinking of 6 months, we'll say, yeah, that proves your income. You don't need a pay slip. You can get the mortgage and you can step up from being a tenant to being an owner. And for all those people who live on government land and have lived on government land for long periods of time, we're going to ensure that you get the right to acquire that land and become an owner with a title of that land. And we're going to do it on reasonable terms, because we want to empower the Jamaican people. So many of our people for centuries have been denied their rights and denied the fruits of this country. The next People's National Party wants to oversee the biggest transfer of wealth from the state to the people. And that is why we're going to have a very progressive land policy. So people, these are some of the things that we have been penetrating. And these are things that we intend to do for the people. And when you look at other aspects of it, beaches, we want to ensure that the people of the country can have access to the beautiful beaches of the country. And we're going to work out how we do that. Working with the hotel sector. We don't want to disrupt the health sector, the tourism industry. No, we're going to partner with them. But the people must come first, and the people must have access to beaches in this country. It happens in every other Caribbean country. Why it can't happen in Jamaica? We're not good enough to our own beaches. No, nothing to go so. So comrades, these are some of the things we want to do. I've always been a believer in social transformation. That's why I asked Patricia to shadow it, because she's a believer in it also. She's also a believer in it. When I was Minister of Justice, I said, Lord have mercy, look how much youth face pressure from the police for a little draw of weed or a spliff. And I said, no, we're going to decriminalize personal use of ganja, so them can't arrest and charge you for a spliff or a draw of weed or even a chalice. And if you have a police record for personal use from before, you have a right to get it expunged, so you can travel, go a foreign, or you can work in the public sector, which is before was denied to anybody who had a little criminal record for possession of a little draw of weed. So that was then, and we developed the ganja industry as a lawful industry for medical and therapeutic ganja. But the Labourite, them take it and them wreck it. And we have to fix it now, because small farmers must have a place in that industry. They're the ones who build the brand. Rastafari build the brand too, and they must have a special place. The Maroons too. Indigenous groups must be respected as part of the constitutional reform of the country. So people, we have a whole heap of good ideas, and all of our ideas are about empowering the mass of the people. And of course, the business community don't have to fret, because we're going to ensure that the bureaucracy is as efficient as it can be. I personally am going to put that as my portfolio, making government more efficient. I'm going to chair a task force, a working group with the right people on it, so that if all the rules of government that make life frustrating for people who deal with government and don't make no sense, we're going to cut out those things, and we're going to deal with the things in a way that people can say, yeah, Jamaica's a good place to do business. Jamaica's a place where you can get through fast. Jamaica's a place where you have to spend a bag of money to do something which shouldn't cost an whole heap of money. That is what we are about. So the business community can thrive and can invest in the country. And for the small business and the startup business, we're going to develop a special set of rules for you. We're not going to charge any income tax on the business for the first 3 years of operations. And we're going to do other things to make life better for the small business community. Because right now, the government provides resources through the Development Bank of Jamaica for lending to small business, but most of it never gets disbursed, never gets into the hands of small business. We have to pierce through those things and ensure that the funds that are allocated for small business are distributed to small business so they can grow, because small business is some of the biggest employers in the country, and that's where you can have innovation. The natural brilliance of the Jamaican people as entrepreneurs and innovators can come through and help to grow our economy. We have a stagnant economy right now, not going in Jamaica. When I ask people in the real sector, them tell me that sales are down. When I talk to officials in the government, they say tax revenue is down. We're in a slump. This government doesn't know how to grow the economy. Because this government doesn't realize that the key to it is to build the human capital and to ensure that the bureaucracy works for the people. Foreign direct investment in the country is about a third of where it was when we were last in government. The productivity of the country has fallen. If you look at the total output, national output, divided by the number of workers, that number has been coming down. That means less productive. All of those things mean that the Jamaica Labour Party is not delivering progress. And we have to change that. So, the question now is, how do we change that? And that's where you come in, my people. That's where you come in. We know so we're not ready, you know. We know so we don't want to see the change, you know. You know, so you want a government, you can be proud of a government that is not here to rip and scrape. A government that is here to make the people's life better. A government you can have trust and confidence in. And all them are go on and them are delay and them are put it back and put it back. The end of this government is nigh. It is coming. Them can't escape it. And comrades, when that time come, you know what you have to do. Yeah man, don't be complacent. Don't take nothing for granted. Get out early. Put your X beside the head. If you live in Eastern St. Andrew, put your X beside the head for Patricia Duncan Sutherland. If you live in West East Rural St. Andrew, put your X beside the head for Patrick Peter King. I want to say one little thing. We have a wicked tune where we released the other day, you know? Yeah man, we're marching on to progress. It'll take life on the road, you know. You want to see Labourite dance to it too, them love it too. Let's go here, it's a piece like that. Yeah man, why nice to kill. But I want to tell some of the little GLP apologists in the media, and don't worry yourself. I love we are dealing with, you know. The word is love, you know. When we talk about we are blood and fire, comrade. We're resilient. We're passionate. We're determined to see change. We're not afraid of nobody. We are going to do what we have to do. But we are doing it within the law. And we are doing it with love for our country. Because we love Jamaica. And we love our people. So you don't have to worry about that. Just enjoy the music, man. Lick it again, the selector.
Everybody.
is the selector. That's who they can play and repeat. Do I have it nice? Yeah, man. I want to big up all of my South St. Andrew people, them too, now. Power junglers, how you mean? So people, them no need for fret, man. We have blood and fire, comrade, but the word is love, same way. We're serious, yes. We're determined, yes. We're resilient, yes. We're full of vibes and energy, yes. But the word is love, man. Yeah, man, always love. So people, don't fret about this thing. Change is gonna come. Better must come. God is in the vessel. Want a more righteous Jamaica. A Jamaica where all of we can be proud of our leaders. We can pull together in one direction. We can respect our constitution. We can reform it in ways that make sense for the people. We can build an economy that is inclusive, where everybody has a place, where people can make money, where the state is there to look after people who need help, and to ensure that small business can thrive and big business can invest and expand the economy. We are a class alliance. We are for each and every one. As long as you come with a positive intention for Jamaica, the People's National Party is there for you every time. So comrades and friends, what a evening, what a vibes, what a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you for your love of the People's National Party. Oh, you mean?
Yeah.